The big spring projects start today, and the first one is, you probably guessed, dealing with the putting green. When I grew in the putting green, I ran sprinklers and connected 2 sprinklers by a hose on top of the grass, and while that worked really well, I want in-ground sprinklers on the putting green, and that's the plan for today. Here we go. Conveniently, I have a valve box right here, and I believe that one of the valves in this valve box isn't in use, so I'm going to test that first. And my assumption is I have a zone that runs heads right about here, and then another one in the middle, and then another one that goes along the back fence. And I believe, at least in theory, that the valves run out the box and then they just branch off into the zone. So go out here, branch off into the zone, another one out there, branch off into the zone. I'm gonna dig a hole here to see how the pipes come out, and then I'll dig another hole right about here to see if I can find where it comes off to go that way, and then the same the next one down. So the goal is to send a new pipe on the new zone from about here over to that corner, and then it will spray this way. And then the next pipe will be up here on the opposite corner right there, and it will spray the rest. So the story behind that, if you don't know, when we had our sprinklers installed after moving in here, my wife asked the guy to run a line to the back fence back there for a water supply for a garden. Well, there's no garden back there, so we're gonna just tap into that unused zone and use it for the putting green. Alright, so before I can dig any trenches and have fun with a trencher, I gotta dig some holes and figure out where these pipes are going and what's happening. So with all that being said, let's get after it. Well, it didn't take long before we have to devise a new plan. So we've got the original hole that we dug to know which direction the sprinklers were going, and we came out to the middle of the yard to see if we could find them, but we dig down, there's no sprinklers. So that's good. Alright, we got a new plan figured out. We're gonna eat some ice cream. Right? Mm-hmm. Gonna eat some ice cream? That's the plan. Just kidding. Alright, so the new plan is figured out. At least in my head it is. We'll see how execution goes, because the first time around, execution did not go so well. So on to plan B. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig off of this original hole. I'm gonna dig it back another 2 feet or so, and that is going to be where I tap into it, and then I will trench diagonally towards the putting green, and then a little while from there I'm going to tee off of that and trench in the other direction. So it will branch off here where I know the pipe is, and then we can come off a little bit here, and then we can tee off in both directions where the heads are going to go. So I think that's a good plan. I'm going to trench this back here, dig this back a little bit further, and we'll go from there. All right, trenches are dug. That was a fun machine. It's way more than I needed, but the one that they gave me first, I went to start it and the recoil rope broke. So I went back and got that one from them, from the tool rental, and got it done. And I don't think I hit any sprinkler lines, and I'm really excited about that because I was pretty worried. In fact, I bought a couple of those sliding repair pipe kits just in case, but I don't think I hit any lines. So it's a good thing we didn't try and just dig this way earlier trying to find where that line went. I don't even know where that line went, and maybe we hit it clean, but there was water in the line, and if there was water in the line, if I hit it, there would be water in the trench, and there's not water in the trench. The trench is dry. Now the plan of action is to dry fit all the pipes, get everything laid out where it needs to go, and then I can start gluing stuff up, testing, and backfilling. Also got to get that thing back on the trailer and back to the Home Depot. So yeah, we'll start dry fitting and gluing up. All right, moment of truth. Everything is in, everything is glued, so now it's time to test. So we're gonna make sure before I backfill anything that there's no leaks and that all the other backyard zones are working. So we'll start with the zone closest to me, that's zone 3. We'll go to the one on the far end of the putting green that runs along the whole length of the yard, that's zone 4. Back by the fence is zone 5. And then over on the side there by the other gate is zone 6. And then this is zone 8. So we'll run all of those, make sure we're good, and go from there.
One, two.
Whew, I am beat, but glad to have all of that done. That was a successful test. No leaks, all the other zones are working good. So now it's just backfilling the trenches, adjusting the sprinkler heads, and we're in business for watering the putting green with in-ground irrigation for the year. So that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this one. And if you have any questions at all about what I did or what I used, all that stuff, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Here's our rock pile today. This is all the rocks that we dug out, in case you're wondering.